Hello, Valiance fans. This is GoValiance.tv. I'm Eli Zaretsky along with my partner Tim Moore. And Tim, we got some women's basketball to announce tonight. It'll be the Manhattanville Valiants facing St. Elizabeth Eagles. This is Manhattanville's third game of the season, Tim, 1-1 on the year. St. Elizabeth's second game, they're 1-0. So early start for the females here. Tim, let's preview both sides. For Manhattanville, the leading scorer, Kayla McGuire, leads in points for Manhattanville. She's a junior forward. And for the St. Elizabeth Eagles, their leading scorer is Deja Ingram. So, two big scores to headline coming in.
Oh, absolutely. Excuse me, absolutely, Eli. You know, wow. I seem to think that both players are really something special. Manhattanville last year, the women's basketball coming off an 18-9 season compared to the men's 7 and 18. It's something that they have a lot to work to basically base themselves off on. And a big roster for the Valiants compared to St. Elizabeth Eagles. The Eagles are coming with a 10-man roster, and watching both sides, there's a lot of substituting back and forth. And with the Valiants, there's only really one senior, or I should say two seniors on the roster that are showing leadership out here, as captains on the court. And when you look back and forth, it's like also, obviously with the two seniors, and then obviously the substituting rate and all that stuff. There's more substituting. I think the St. Elizabeth's with a tinier roster, it's going to be a lot more tired players. So I think really energy is going to be the big factor of today's game.
And Tim, that's a great point you bring up. Size is definitely a factor. I mean, let's look at St. Elizabeth. Their tallest player is 5'10", and that's just one girl. That's Michelle Perez, the freshman. You look at Manhattanville, they got 5 people that top out of 5'10". So for Manhattanville, obviously I think we're going to see a lot of inside play trying to utilize that size.
Oh, absolutely. And I think also Manhattanville really wants to come out strong here in the home opener. When you mention, this series, Manhattanville's 3-1 against St. Elizabeth, Eli. And I think that they really want to get off to a head start very well. They lost to a strong team the other day. But this is a team that's going to go out and win basketball games consistently. They're very good with taking care of the ball and not producing too many turnovers. So I think when you see these women on the court here, they're going to come out and they're just going to produce continuously.
Tim, one more girl to note is Evie Coles, the junior guard. She was my RA last year, and we got to know each other, and she has done a tremendous job this season and last season as well. But we're going to preview that after the national anthem here. Stay with us. Max, hold on.
Sorry. And we're just about ready here for opening tip-off at Manhattanville College.
As St. Elizabeth Eagles have it to start the first quarter. Chance of defense from Manhattanville early. They flash middle. They kick it. That's a 3 from Damaris King, the junior. Count it, 3-0.
Yep, hit it off the bank. That's a great shot there.
And it's stolen by St. Elizabeth.
Oh, great hustle.
Here comes Sellers. She drives, and she's going to get fouled. So 2 shots for sophomore Rakaya Sellers out of Newark, New Jersey.
And the foul on Kamani Jones there, but I'll tell you what hustle there by Kamani.
So 2 shots. Here's the first. It's too strong.
Coming into today also, Eli, Sellers was just 1 of 1 from the line.
As she misses both. Rebound in the hands of Kamani Jones, the sophomore. They kick it to Jones. They swing it to the corner. We're totally restricted even more today, Tim. That's stolen by St. Elizabeth's again. So that's consecutive turnovers for the Valiants to start. So they work it around the perimeter. Ball in the hands of Sellers again. Pressure defense.
Oh, great screen there.
Sellers fires again. That's too long. And we're going to have a foul on.
It's going to be on foul on Sellers. Oh, no, actually, I apologize.
It's going to be on Damaris King, I believe. No, it is on Sellers.
Oh, it is on Sellers. Okay. So the inbound for the Valiants.
They kick it. The drive. The floater is an air ball, and that's going the other way. It's a charge. The drive was,
I believe, Sellers on that play. Again, defensively, they're drawing a charge. But Eli, I have to say, I've been very impressed thus far by Coach Villanakis. I was very surprised that she's coming up with a very young staff. Obviously, we haven't seen the first 2 games as much, but I'm very impressed that she has a lot of faith in these sophomores. And obviously the few seniors out on the court as well.
the pass is through her hands. Turnover. Manhattanville looks to push. It's Elting, the freshman. Dangerous pass. Tim, this is a sloppy start for the Valiants as they work it around. Jones will swing it. They kick to the corner. I do not know who that was. It's rebounded and put up for the score. The senior Darnell out of St. Albans, New York, Tim. Great work on the glass there.
Well, absolutely, and a great put up there. She's one of the bigger rebounders for this Valiants unit. I'm excited to see what she's going to have today.
As the ball in the hands of Sellers, she swings it around. That's a drive, and it's blocked.
Great defense. Great defense.
That's
there by
Elting. So Elting, following the layup, gets the swat. Good start for Elting.
That's what I have to say, Eli. She continues to play great defense thus far for the Valiants.
The pass is inbounded. Fight for it. Dive. What's the call going to be? It's going to be a jump ball possession to Manhattanville. So Manhattanville trails by 1, 3-2, Tim. 7:46 to go here, first quarter. No substitutions for either team so far.
Also notable for the fans that watch usually men's basketball here, 4 quarters in NCAA women's basketball. A change that was made about 2
As
seasons
Jones
ago.
swings, dangerous pass, but it's recovered by Kotu, the freshman. Tipped again. They try to work it inside. Jones drives.
Oh,
little
great
layup. Beautiful.
Great move there by Kamani Jones.
And that gets the crowd on their feet, Tim. Tremendous agility there.
Her explosiveness to the paint there was excellent, and no one was going to be able to stop her in the paint, Eli.
4-3 Valiants, 7:13 to go. Pressure defense. Step back. Short. Joseph for the rebound. And
Great
Jones
steal.
corrals it. Oh, and she turns it over.
She tried to put up a little lob there, just a little bit too far out front.
As they work it around. It's going to be Jacobs. Jacobs loses it. Stays with St. Elizabeth. 22 on the shot clock.
I I have to say, Eli, I'm very impressed thus far by the defense early on for the Valiants. So the defense thus far has been a big factor, Eli. I think that when you look at the defense, obviously the turnover is hurting them a little bit in offensive opportunities, but their defense has been excellent, only limiting them to 3 points thus far.
As the layup is no good, it's boarded by Elting. Elting will push. No one stops her, so she goes all the way. Tim, good awareness there by Elting as we get a timeout. 6-0 run for the Valiants. They lead 6-3 here.
And Elting thus far throughout the season, the first 2 games, only averaging 17.5 minutes, but she's done a good job. I mean, only 1 of 4 from the field coming today, but her defense has been a big thing. Only scored 6 points between the first 2 games, but she comes out, she has 4 already, only about 3 minutes and 21 seconds into the game.
So after the slow start for the Valiants, good bounce back, as we said, Tim, 6-0 run. And Jones has been a big part of that, as well as Elting. So Elting, the freshman, and Jones, the sophomore, stepping up early for Manhattanville.
And like I said before, I've just been very impressed by Coach Kate Velakis, just by the fact that they have so much faith in this young unit.
Drive and kick. Wing 3 is no good. That was attempted by Elting. Rebound and putback is good. Ingram scores, and she's on the board with her first points of the night. So 6-5.
Great trap, and that's going to force a travel.
So Manhattanville turns it over. Manhattanville coached by head coach Kate Velakis in her 6th season. A St. Lawrence alum, graduated in 07. For St. Elizabeth, they're coached by Marquetta Dickens in her 1st season.
Well, that was almost
as she's wide open and misses the layup underneath. Wow.
That was almost a travel on the pass as it was. It hesitated almost a foot. Both feet almost came off the ground and fell forward.
As they work it around, the drive, a lot of contact, no foul, but it's going to stay with the Valiants. Tim, it looked like she was hacked on the play. It was Sarah Kotu, but no call.
I have to say, thus far, they've done a good job shutting down McGuire. I'm very surprised that she hasn't been on the board yet.
So 2 shots for Kotu. First attempt is nothing but net. Tim, good stroke from Kotu as we get our first substitution of the game. Nakia Lane, the freshman out of Logan Township, New Jersey, will check in for St. Elizabeth. She will replace Elting.
She's done a really good job.
Excuse me, Sellers.
She's done a good job serving the 6-man role, Eli. It's the second one's missed, but she's really done a good job, averaging about 20 minutes a game, and she's being productive on the offensive end for St.
They get it in. Good aggressive move. She gets her own rebound, goes back up and scores. So Deja Ingram's now got 4 points.
I have to say, it's been the battle of the big women down low thus far. They've really done a great job getting rebounds.
Risky pass. Somehow gets to McGuire, but it's rebounded back out. They swing it around in the hands of Kotu. Kotu to McGuire. Back to Kotu. 5 minutes to go, first quarter. They work it around. Cross-court pass. And Kotu traveled. Tim, we saw that a little bit with the men's the other day. They just get a little antsy and they start to move before they put the ball on the floor. You got to put the ball on the floor first.
Absolutely, and that's the second time she's done that today. I mean, the first one was kind of in a trap, but it was coming towards the ball. So you just got to be able to get down the dribble before anything else.
As the drive and the tricky reverse from Damaris King. That was a tough shot. High degree of difficulty.
Looks like the Valiants are going to have a substitution coming in also, Eli. It looks like Nicole LaRosa.
No, Nancy Caballero, yep.
I thought it was 22, I apologize.
There's a fight for the ball. Jones recovers. Pull-up jumper from McGuire. No good. Strong rebound by Ingram. As it'll be in the hands of Jacobs. She'll kick. And nice drive by Ingram. And Tim, Ingram's aggressive early. That's now 6 points for Ingram. And the Eagles lead by 2. That's a timeout, Manhattanville.
Well, absolutely, Eli. I mean, she's the tallest person on the court thus far for St. Elizabeth, and she's proving why her size is very effective. 18 points average thus far in their first game is a big thing, and she looks like she's going to come up and put up another big night tonight.
Yeah, she's just a powerful force down there, Tim. She reminds me of Tina Charles of the New York Liberty. Just uses her size and strength, just bullies people out of the way.
Well, absolutely, and it's also big to note that she was a rebound shy of a double-double last game. And she shows a lot, you know. She's a really good player. She showed a lot of effort and a lot of great play last season. And then this year as well, I mean, she's up there, you know, she's also up there in steals. She had 5 steals last game. And I'm pretty sure she's going to have a lot of steals today as well if this game keeps on going the way it does.
Kotu brings it up for the Valiants. Kicks to Jones in the corner. They get it to Nancy, who just checked in. Nice up and under. She's going to the line for 2. So Nancy Caballero, Tim, the sophomore, all the way from Nevada. Recruited here to the Valiants, so she'll look to capitalize, the West Coast girl. First shot from 23. High arcing delivery is good.
But it's a beautiful shot.
She's got it. Andre Iguodala height to that shot. The second one from Caballero. Short.
So I have to say, thus far, very surprised also the fact.
That's a made shot. Let's call it a 2. That's Camila Jacobs.
I have to say, last game, Eli,
McGuire drives and scores.
For the Eagles, I have to say also only one person made a 3 all of last game, already a 3-ball early on in the early going. So perhaps you're going to see them shoot from deep maybe a little bit more, even though they're an inside team.
As the newly checked in Pemberton scores. Amanda Pemberton, the freshman. Also Tim from Henderson, Nevada. So her and Nancy recruited from the same high school in Nevada. As, what's the call?
10 seconds.
10-second violation. Great defense, Tim, by Manhattanville. 2 straight possessions.
And we have a substitution coming onto the court. Rakia Sellers will re-enter the game for St. Elizabeth.
They get it into Jones, back.
Oh, great trap
Kotu.
again. They've been getting her all day thus far. Cody's just been getting trapped, and that was a big reason why she has 2 or 3 travels thus far in the early going.
So they get it into Kotu, heavily pressured, and that's a good call there. Little too overzealous was Camila Jacobs.
So 3 minutes remain here in the first quarter, Eli. Oh, it was a great pass to the
Work it
corner.
around. Caballero's posting up, trying to get position here. They work it around.
Great
Nice
drive.
bounce pass. Caballero's blocked. McGuire gets it. She's fouled. Will not get it to go, but she'll be going to the line for 2 more. So, Tim, McGuire and Caballero's activity down low for Manhattanville has been impressive.
Well, absolutely. They've been going out and they've been getting rebounds. And that's been a big thing, too. McGuire averaging 6.5 rebounds a game thus far for the Valiants.
The first one rims out.
It's also noticeable that Caballero also as well, or I should say Caballero also averaging 7.5 thus far in the first 2 games.
Second one from McGuire is good. So 50% on that free throw trip for McGuire.
And that's also when McGuire's shooting on the year coming in today is 50% from the line.
So McGuire's on the scoreboard.
Oh, great defense there. I'll say on the defensive end, Kodu Eli, she's been doing a good job keeping her hands up and being involved in every play thus far.
That's 2 Nevada natives on the floor for Manhattanville. Caballero and Pemberton.
That's going to be a backcourt, yep. And I have to say, up top in the backcourt there, they've played great defense thus far between both Kamani Jones and Sarah Kodu.
As Kodu with some fancy dribbling. She's got some nice handles, Tim. Kicks. They'll work it back around. Nice ball movement. Misses the layup. And Tim, I think Caballero got pushed in the back. They missed a call there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It looked like she got pushed from behind. I'm just surprised there was no call there.
As the drive and the kick, that's a 3 by Jacobs, in and out.
Oh, wow. They're going to
foul on the floor, I think.
Well, I saw 2 hands get put up there. They're going to say that she's going to go to the line for 2.
And Vlalakis.
They're going to say 3 shots.
Oh, so they said she got fouled on the 3-point attempt. Interesting. So first one from Jacobs is good. To me, it looked like it was a foul on the floor, but that was on first glance. A substitution for Manhattanville. I can't see who's checking in. We'll see in a second. Second one is good. It'll be Spencer Shore, the freshman guard from Boca Raton, Florida. So she'll replace Jones.
And thus far, Shore, averaging 13 minutes a game thus far, only has 3 points on the season. But this season's still early, so her production could be very important.
As pressure, and good job there by Shore to get it across half court and avoid the 10-second violation as Kotu's trapped. Caballero drives. She does a little lob. That looked like a shot to me, but it worked out for the best as Pemberton, her Nevada teammate in high school, scores. So 15-14 Valiant, back and forth first quarter, 1:29 remaining. It's in the hands of Jacobs. Jacobs and Sellers, Tim, have been pretty much all the offense for St. Elizabeth.
Here we go, they're called a play here. They're going to do a lot of motion around through the paint. There's a screen now.
Jacobs for 3. Long rebound to Pemberton.
This is something that St. Elizabeth has struggled at, though, is making 3-pointers. They've taken a lot of them, but have only made 2 thus far in the first 2 games.
Shore for 3. Shore.
Take it.
18-14 Valiants. Under a minute to
Not
play.
bad.
They pressure. It's towards the sideline, but it's recovered. Great trap, and that's going to be a 10-second violation.
That's the second one for St. Elizabeth.
So great energy, Tim, defensively by the Valiants in just this first quarter.
I think that the freshman Shore shot is going to be a complete momentum changer here in this game for the Valiants.
As a timeout is called on the floor, 46.7 to go. 30-second timeout for St. Elizabeth.
To me, it almost seems like St. Elizabeth, Eli, thus far, is just very shaken up. When they're trying to get up court, it's like they're trying to do way too much with the ball, way too much dribbling, which is a big reason why not only the fact that they have 2 10-second violations thus far, but also the fact as well that they've been just turning over the ball a lot as well. And also the same can be said for the Valiants, Eli. A lot of turnovers thus far, and that's really killed a lot of their offensive opportunities. But of late, they've really done a good job of fixing it.
And Tim, the other thing to note for me is St. Elizabeth, the hot start from Ingram, who had 6 points early, but she has quieted down. She's actually on the bench right now. She does have 2 personal fouls, so.
Well, I also have to say this, too, when it comes to Ingram, Eli.
3 from Shore again. Short.
But it's rebounded there.
And Tim, Shore's got a nice-looking jump shot. That's a 3. Is it a 3? It's not a 3.
But it is made by Pemberton.
So Pemberton on the board again. Valiants lead by 6. 20 seconds remain. Good trap here. They got to get it off. They do. And it's stolen again. 12 seconds to go. Pemberton's got to look up. Kotu, pump fake, drives. Euro step is good. Kotu pulling a little Dwayne Wade move there.
Absolutely, and I told you that 3-ball by Spencer Shore completely changed the momentum for the Valiants.
Tim, you're right.
Quarter.
Ever since that 3, it's been a 6-0 run for the Valiants. They lead 22-14.
You saw it right away, Eli. You saw the facial expression there on the faces of the players of St. Elizabeth's. It was almost like they couldn't believe what was going on. It was like they didn't expect a freshman to go out and make that 3, and it feels like that they felt everything that they've done thus far has just not been able to get them up.
So we're going to take a quick timeout here. End of the first quarter. Women's is 4 quarters, men's 2 halves. So end of the first quarter, Valiants lead by 8. This is GoValiants.tv. Stay with us. We'll be back in a second.
Yep. And we're back here to start the second quarter of basketball. So the Valiants lead it going into the second, 22-14. A great offensive explosion thus far in the first 10 minutes of basketball. So it'll be inbounded by Deja Ingram. She'll re-enter the game after being in foul trouble, and she's their biggest player, arguably, so she needs a lot of minutes.
As they try to get it to her in the post, Tim, like early.
Oh, she draws a foul there. I have to say, though, their hands were up and they were straight up, but Deja was able to draw a little bit of contact that helps her go to the line.
Tim immediately making an impact in just 13 seconds into this second quarter. Ingram's already going to the line to try to hit 2 here.
First one is good by Ingram. And the second one's also 7 points. Oh, and there's going to be a foul. Are they going to say it's on Ingram?
Over the back
you
there.
You can't be doing that early here. That's her 3rd foul down. I'm pretty sure a substitution will come in for her. That's exactly what's going to happen.
And Tim, that's probably going to do it until the second half for Ingram. That's just 2 more fouls and she's out.
Entering the game for him will be Nakia Lane as the Valiants will have it. On top, a 3 ball is missed, but it's going to be rebounded by Kudu. Or I should say Kodu. Down the paint, kicked back into the corner for 3. It's rebounded though in the paint by McGuire, and it's going to be a over the back foul for St. Elizabeth's.
Tim, McGuire's effort on the boards has been really, really good. In 11 minutes, she's got 2 offensive rebounds.
Well, absolutely. She's coming in today. She has 6.5 rebounds a game. I have to say she's really done a good job leading this young squad as a team captain. As another 3 ball. Actually, they're going to say
it's a 2.
It's a 2.
I mean, we got to guess because that corner is just, we're blinded.
Well, I saw hands get raised, but I believe it was one of the fans, not the referees. As a 3 ball by St. Elizabeth's is off the mark, and it's going to be rebounded by the Eagles. As a foul is called now. And it's going to be on Sarah Kodu.
And Tim Sellers, who attempted that 3. She's 0 for 5 from the field and 0 for 3 from 3-point range. So she's ice cold to start.
Substitution coming in. It'll be Jakaya Elting. She'll re-enter the game to see her first minutes of the second quarter now. And that's going to be a 5-second violation, inbounding violation. So the Valiants will get it now off the turnover. 8:53 remain. Valiants have 9:24-15 as the freshman Spencer Shore will take it up. She'll kick it down in the paint. McGuire will kick it out. And a 2-ball made by Amanda Pemberton.
And Tim, Nancy Caballero's passing ability has really impressed me. Her ability to see the floor and see people in the corner has been really impressive.
I have to say, as a drive, a layup, and the charge is drawn.
I'm going to be honest, where was the charge, though?
McGuire draws the charge as I believe it was a hand check that pushed her over that drew that charge. But how about the offensive explosion thus far by Pemberton early on? A substitution coming in for St. Elizabeth's. Kamani Williams will exit the game, and I'm not quite sure the substitution at the moment. Oh, it'll be Damaris King. So the freshman Spencer Shore will take it up as they continue to work the ball around. It'll go into the corner and back to Shore. Shore back up top. And two ball is missed. It's going to be rebounded by St. Elizabeth's. Camille Jacobs, drives, and it's going to be off the backboard and rebounded by Pemberton. Or I should say Calabero, as we have a lot of things in our way here, and it seems to me that McGuire makes it, and it's going to be an and one. So the and one for McGuire is off the mark, but it's going to be rebounded and put back up by Nancy Calabero. The Valiants are now up 15 with 7:39 remaining here in the second quarter. St. Elizabeth's having a great trap there, and it's going to be a travel. So looks like substitutions. Monty Williams will re-enter the game for St. Elizabeth.
Tim, just like that, the Valiants have doubled St. Elizabeth's score. It's now 30 to 15. So slowly creeping away with this.
So Chikaya Elting, she'll have control up top as she gives it to Calabero, who Elting then drives and makes a nice lay-in.
Tim, this is too easy from the Valiants. I'm just seeing uncontested layup after uncontested layup.
Oh, and a double dribble.
Wow.
Wow. I have to say, a lot of simple basketball turnovers thus far for St. Elizabeth. That's not something you want to see there. So substitution for the Valiants, Alexis Tomasi. She'll get her first minutes of the game here for the Valiants. Oh, Elting went back, didn't realize the backcourt line was there, and once she realized, she tried to get it off, but she couldn't get it off in time, so it'll be a backcourt violation.
Tim, that's 12 turnovers for St. Elizabeth, and there's 7 minutes to go here in the second quarter, so they're just giving the ball away here.
And I have to say, the Valiants started off very bad with turnovers, but they've really calmed it down, and that's the reason why they're on this big run up 32-15, as now the 13th turnover St. Elizabeth is stolen by Joyda Darnell, and it's made. We've got Spencer Shore, the freshman, plays it in, and
another turnover. That's 14. Tim, are they going to get 20 before halftime?
A lot of turnovers here for St. Elizabeth, and that's big trouble here. 6:42 remain.
Shore calls out a play right in front of us.
So Shore's going to get it. Valiants up 19, as their offense has been explosive thus far in the paint. Tomasi has control up top. She kicks it over to Shore. Shore looking down, she'll kick it to the corner, and a drive and a pass into McGuire. Or I should say not McGuire, it's going to be into Calabero, and it's going to be a foul. Actually, it's going to be a turn. Oh, it is going to be on, okay, it's going to be on Calabero.
It's actually going to go on Darnell. I didn't see what transpired, but.
So McGuire, she'll re-enter the game. Calabero will exit with 6:21 remaining here in the second quarter. So Lane, she'll take it up for St. Elizabeth's. The screen gets set by Abdul. Back to Lane. Lane drives. She puts up an off-balance shot, and it's going to be rebounded by Darnell.
Tim, also in the game is Alexis Tomasi, the freshman, out of Las Vegas.
Oh, great pass to McGuire and the lay-in. They found a hole. What a beautiful pass. Sure, she's done a great job passing thus far. This ball is tipped to us here in the announcing booth, but it'll stay with St. Elizabeth.
Tim, it's now a 21-point lead for the Valiant, so they've just taken complete control over this game after in the first opening 2 minutes turned it over an astonishing 4 times. So what a turnaround 10 minutes makes.
Well, absolutely. As
Another steal.
Another turnover. They'll give it to Shore. Shore drives. What explosiveness, and she draws the foul.
And Tim, I love Shore's composure out there. I mean, she's just smart. She knows how to make heady plays, smart, fundamental basketball plays. That was a good job there, protecting it with her shoulder.
That's going to put the Valiants up for double bonus shots here. So 2 free throws upcoming as the first one is just off. I have to say, Shore's really done a lot of explosive plays here into the paint. As a freshman, her shot's been great as well.
Smooth stroke. Swish.
As she makes the free throw. So thus far, a great job by the freshman. She also, just glad to mention, she drained a 3 earlier today. She's still shooting 1,000% from beyond the arc, Eli.
This is great Manhattanville defense, cutting off every angle. St. Elizabeth can't get anything to go.
Getting their hands up, and look at this hustle by McGuire. McGuire drives, she puts up, lay-in heavy and one. I'll tell you, McGuire outsizes almost everyone in that court but Deja Ingram. And with Ingram out in foul trouble, it looks like McGuire has no match, or for the matter, anyone on the Valiants unit.
Tim, I think it's important to point out, once Ingram hit the bench with her 3rd foul, things just went spiraling downhill for St. Elizabeth.
As she makes the and one attempt. So the Valiants up 40-15 in what seems to be an early blowout thus far in the second quarter. As a drive, kick out into the corner. Misses, and it's rebounded by Darnell.
And Tim, St. Elizabeth is shooting 27% versus the Valiant's 63%.
But it's off the mark and rebounded by King. King takes it across half court now as St. Elizabeth will set up their offense. Jacobs calls out a play, and she'll kick it back to King. King will kick it over up to the corner and back up top there. Into the paint, and the lay-in for Kamani Williams, which ends this run for the Valiants.
It's about time they finally got to do what they wanted to do, which was feed the ball inside.
On a lay-in
to the post.
Missed, and it's going to be rebounded by Nakia Lane. Lane drives, she kicks out of the corner for 3, but it's airballed. I have to say, great shot up there by Diana Neves, but it was wide.
Great
short,
pass.
I should say. As another great pass, I believe that was.
And Tim, look at Darnell running the floor. She's a big girl, but that was some nice handle from Darnell.
Well, absolutely.
42-17. Manhattanville just owning this game.
And I have to say, you could see them having a lot of fun there on the sidelines. It's good to have a lot of fun when you're up big early. A great defense. This defense just continues to be excellent as they continue to outsize and out-height St. Elizabeth. As a drive and a lay-in for Spencer Shore. So how about the execution by the freshman, Eli? She's shown a lot of great execution thus far today.
I was just about to point that out. I'm really impressed. And on the men's team, we've seen Sean Smith show great promise. So a lot of good, promising freshmen here at Manhattanville.
I have to say that. Great jobs by the freshmen thus far for both men's and women's basketball. They've shown a lot of poise and confidence in what they're doing. So up top, Jacobs will have it. She'll kick it over for 3, and it's way too hard, but it's going to be rebounded by King. And for 3 again, and this time they'll finally, actually they're only going to give him 2 as Nakia Lane makes it. So the Valiants at this timeout, as they'll take a timeout They lead at 44-19 with 2:24 remaining here in the first half. How about a job by the Manhattanville Valiants coming out and fighting absolutely strong here in the second quarter?
And Tim, what's impressed me the most, believe it or not, has been the defense for Manhattanville. I mean, they have 20 rebounds. They've held St. Elizabeth to 30.4% shooting. And how about the turnover factor? Total turnovers for St. Elizabeth, 16. And a lot of that, Tim, has had to do with Manhattanville's full court pressure, making them, throw the ball away.
Well, absolutely. And, the Valiants, Eli, only have 8 turnovers thus far. And most of those only came in the first quarter early on when they were struggling. And it looked like the Valiants were going to be off to a tough start in a close game, but they've been able to shut down St. Elizabeth. And thus far, the defense has been excellent for the Valiants. Another thing, too, is the bench points. The bench points have been something that's been very big for this Valiants team, as they've scored 21 bench points. That's almost half of their points. So if you can produce off the bench, you're going to be successful every time. As the Valiants inbound it, Sarah Kodu, the starter, she'll come back in. Kodu will have it. She throws at the referee, and she hit the player on the sideline. She thought the referee was an open man. And that's going to be a turnover for the Valiants as they laugh it off going back down the court. And I have to say, that was a really hard pass there, Eli. So that if the referee was a player, that would actually be a really big beauty there. I have to say, too, the referee would have been open for a wide open 3 as well. So.
Oh, yeah. We'll have to wait till halftime to see their jump shot.
Unfortunately, the refs don't do much helping nowadays, unfortunately.
Oh, almost a steal.
Oh.
I mean, this intensity is off the charts. Look at this.
And the
Kotu
crowd
in
is
her face.
ecstatic here for the defense of the Valiants. Oh.
Almost got the roll.
Goal ball is going to be rebounded there by Pemberton. Pemberton's played great today, Eli. She's working close to a double-double eventually. As a shot is off the mark, but it's going to be rebounded by no.
Fallon McGuire. Good effort, but a little bit too overzealous there.
So 1:27 remains, and this game just continues to be on the Valiant side. Substitution coming in for the Valiants. It looks like Gianna Catalano will enter, the junior out of Henderson, the junior out of Madison, Connecticut. So having it up top will be Sellers. She'll have control of this offense as she continues to call out plays.
Sellers is still scoreless, Tim, as we approach halftime.
She drives, she chucks up a 3 well off the mark. It seems like at this point, St. Elizabeth's just forcing up shots and they're trying to do all the threes. There's a lay-in for Malaya Morgan. Her first points of the game, Eli.
27-point lead, Tim.
Also noticeable point there, too. Another freshman for the Valiants.
And great defense by Pemberton.
Yeah. Absolutely great defense. I'll tell you, this defense is a big reason why the Valiants are up 46-19 here in the first half. And another forced up
Tim,
shot.
you're right. St. Elizabeth is just heaving shots up. I mean, they're totally out of rhythm.
Absolutely. It's just like he just taking awful shots, just trying to hope they go in. It's like throwing a Hail Mary at this point. And here we go, great defense. A good drive there, and that's going to be 2 there for Nakia Lane. Great hustle by Nakia Lane. That's one thing that she's done very good thus far for St. Elizabeth. So 5 seconds left. Turn, fire, and it's off the mark. It's going to be rebounded by Nakia Lane. Lane will just dribble it out, and we go to the half. So the Valiants lead at 46-21 here going into the half. What's your first impact, Eli, thus far for the Valiants?
I am super impressed, especially at the defensive end. Manhattanville's pressure, their intensity, their drive to Wana has just been off the charts. And they've forced St. Elizabeth out of their game completely. tremendous job by Manhattanville all around on both sides of the court.
Well, absolutely. I have to agree with you. Just the intensity on the defensive end and then working it down low and getting all their points in the paint. They haven't really shot many threes today at all, so they're really doing a good job trying to work it all in. And they also, a big thing there, continue to make their free throws as well when they're at the line. If they're making at least one or two, they're doing a great job, for Division III standards. And everyone's going out and serving their role. And it almost kind of to me, in my opinion, looks like a UConn women's basketball game for the Valiants thus far.
So we're going to take a quick break here at Kennedy Gym. Valiants lead huge over St. Elizabeth, 46-21. Halftime here. Stay with us. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back to Kennedy Gym. Valiant's huge lead over the St. Elizabeth Eagles, 46-21. Valiant's looking to go 2-1 on the year. Eagles bearing a loss will be 1-1. Tim, it's been all Manhattanville in this first half, and that's why they lead by 25.
Oh, absolutely, and the defensive efforts have been nothing but excellent. I mean, just over 10 turnovers for a team is absolutely too much. And the fact that there was over 14 turnovers halfway through the first half for St. Elizabeth is the big problem. And this Valiant team just continues to play excellent. And they're getting production from everywhere. Rather, if it's their freshmen, I've been impressed thus far by Spencer Shore. Even sophomore Calabero and the other freshmen that also enter the game. They're doing a really good job producing thus far these young players.
It's great to see, and some sophomore production too from Jones, who started the game, as well as Kotu is also a freshman. So like you said, Tim, the young guns really proving themselves here.
I also have to say, Eli, I've also been very impressed by McGuire's play thus far. I think she's one of the big key parts of this offense. And nothing to say, the people that are playing down low and getting a lot of rebounds today and been playing great defensively have been nothing short of impressive. I'm really impressed by this entire unit thus far.
So second half getting underway. Both teams going back to their original starting lineups.
And one last change I just want to point out too for St. Elizabeth this half, as the inbound happens, but I think that St. Elizabeth needs to start taking actual shots, not trying to chuck up shots to get back into the game.
As Darnell will kick to McGuire. McGuire is short, gets her on rebound and finishes. Not a good start for St. Elizabeth. That's now 12 points for McGuire in 17 minutes.
And McGuire will have her 5th rebound from that too, so. McGuire potentially, if she has a great half here defensively or offensively getting rebounds, could work her way into double-double range.
It is really hard to see here.
Wow. I have to say the women are shorter than most of the men, so we can usually see their heads at least.
Kotu, left-hand layup, good. And the lead, Tim, is now 29. 2 straight buckets for Manhattanville. Full court pressure still by Manhattanville. St. Elizabeth will bring it up. Oh, McGuire gets crushed. But it's a 10-second violation. It's going back to the Valiants.
I have to say, 2 people that are on my watch thus far this half, Eli, is both McGuire and Pemberton. Both working their way potentially 2 double-doubles this game. And it'd be nice to continue to see them produce here in the second half, although they may get limited minutes if the score continues to rise.
Good pass to Kotu, but nothing there, so they bring it back out. Kotu bounce pass to Darnell. Darnell, off balance, misses, follows it, and scores.
Also, interesting note there, that making a little bit of differences. Darnell didn't see many minutes thus far in the first half.
As that pass is going to be a turnover. So they tried to advance it, Tim. Catch Manhattanville sleeping, but no one was there in the left corner to receive the pass. It's another turnover. The turnovers, Tim, are just out of control for St. Elizabeth.
Oh, absolutely. And like you said before, Darnell didn't see many minutes as a starter out there the first half, but the score shows why.
They work it around to the left side of the floor. They get it to McGuire in the post, using her strength. Up and under is good, counted, and a foul.
I'll tell you, a great move there. She had some other options too, but she opted to go up with it and draw the foul, and it works out in her favor.
Tim, Manhattanville's scoring every drive, it feels like. I mean, they've yet to be stopped this quarter. The lead is now 33.
And this size, Eli,
make it 34.
Continues to outdo the small team of St. Elizabeth. And not only that, with 10 people on their roster, it's a very tiny team to begin with, not just size-wise, but also roster-wise, too. Not a lot of depth. The ball's going to be, looks like it's going to be ripped out and picked up, and a foul. Is it going to be a shooting foul?
I think it is, yep. So to the line will be Kamani Williams. She's a big body down there, but hasn't done much in hopes of getting back in this game for St. Elizabeth that she only has 2 points. Make it 3.
Kamani Jones commits the foul on that play for the Valiants.
Full court pressure.
Well, they're trying to get their way back in any way this game is that a shooting foul?
Yep, McGuire's going back to the line.
I have to say some interesting calls. Obviously, some rules may be a little bit different for women's basketball shooting foul calls, but to me that would be, at least in a men's game, on the ground.
Guess they said she was in an upwards motion, but you're right, that did look like a foul on the ground almost. The way I saw it, the first one's good, and Manhattanville continues to drain free throws as well. 6 of 11 at the line, Tim. 7 of 12.
And she's been very impressive. She's shown why she's a team leader. And not only that, Manhattanville has a lot to look forward to over the next year or so, too. It's such a young, strong team. And not only that, Eli, I mean, you look, McGuire's only a junior. You're going to have her for another year. And you have a bunch of freshmen that are coming out and producing early.
Pull-up jumper does not get the roll. That was attempted by Camille Jacobs, excuse me.
Oh.
Couldn't get the roll.
I have to say this has been the one downfall, at least for the Valiants, has been the double teams have been very hard up top. Other than that, they've been able to find the open shots.
To Elting, cross court, Kotu 3, why not? So Sarah Kotu, the freshman guard from Rhode Island, showing off the range, 60 to 23.
If you take away the early travels for her, she's had nothing but a perfect day thus far.
So St. Elizabeth trails by 37 points and another turnover. Tim, this is getting hard to watch. This is
oh, great.
Another basket.
Yeah,
Darnell open under the basket. Tim, I mean, this is, St. Elizabeth is just lost.
You're going to start seeing, I think, the bench unit coming in very soon. I just don't see how they're going to keep the starters out for this.
As Malia Morgan from El Paso, Texas, for the Valiants will check in, along with Nancy Caballero. His pass is deflected, staying with St. Elizabeth.
And I have to double check. I don't think they won a game by over 40 at all last year. And they're working on almost a 40-point lead thus far here just to start the third quarter.
It's incredible as Darnell and McGuire will hit the bench. The sophomore Caballero and the freshman Morgan will check in. St. Elizabeth gets it in. That's a corner to 3. That's made. So Damaris King gets herself her 6th points of the evening. Drive, great bounce pass. Caballero gets it to go.
I actually believe they gave him a 2 on that last shot for St. Elizabeth, Eli.
As it'll be brought up by Lane. They'll work it around. It's in the hands of Jacobs. 3 ball. That's a brick. Rebound to the freshman. They kick it. A lot of contact, and Jones is going to the line. So Kamani Jones, the sophomore, is going to head to the line for her first free throws of the night.
So Eli, by the way,
First one from Jones. Short.
To also note, the biggest lead or biggest win last year by the Valiants was over Medgar Evers, where they won 72-31, which was a 41-point differential. Looks like they're going to surpass that today, potentially, if they keep up this play.
So right now it's at 38, the lead. Jones looking to capitalize on the second one. She does. So Jones splits a pair. 65-26, Valiants.
And the thing that hurts for St. Elizabeth, I think, is the fact that they're coming out and playing this game, and they're going to say jump ball.
So it's going to stay with the Valiants.
I think that St. Elizabeth, they're coming out and they're keeping their starters. And the fact I think that hurts them a little bit is the fact that this is their starters out there, and they're going to be out there for most of the game. And they're having a hard time competing with secondary units.
And Tim, what I've noticed, Evie Coles, the junior, who had a tremendous year last year, has not yet checked into the game. I don't know if she's injured. As you see, she has a brace on her knee. But She has not checked into the game yet. So, despite that, they're still up by big numbers.
Well, I believe that'd be a big reason why, Eli, because I don't believe she even warmed up today, to be honest.
They work it around, and another steal for Manhattanville.
You need to take care of the ball if you wouldn't even be close in basketball games, and just like simple mechanics happen as trouble today as the Valiants go up 41 points.
So Tim, this is kind of unacceptable if you're St. Elizabeth, because you look at sports, right? There's always a team that's going to be more talented. But St. Elizabeth is not even trying. I mean, they have balls in front of them that they could be getting that they're not picking up even.
And Eli, to also clarify about a statement you said before I talk about that, I believe Evie Coles is injured because if you see her walking around with a limp there and the whole
that explains it, yeah.
So that could be
because Evie Coles was a top scorer last year.
And we were given no information, so we're just kind of going off of what we know. So that's what I'm going to assume from something that maybe happened the first two games. But when you talk about St. Elizabeth, Eli, and I believe that's where you're from, correct? You know, it's the fact that just the turnovers are too ridiculous. Forget about the scoring. Forget about the chucking up the shots. If you're going to stay in a game against a competitive team, and remember, St. Elizabeth last season, Eli, went 16-11. So if this is a 16-11 team that doesn't have a single senior at all, you got to come out, you got to produce. And obviously, I know they've had a few seniors last year, but you got to come out, you got to be productive, and they're not doing that thus far early.
And Tim, I'm big on effort. No matter how much you're down by, I believe you should still try no matter what. And it just seems like St. Elizabeth is like going at 50 or 75%. This is not what head coach Dickens wants to see in her first year. They get it inside, and she gets the roll. So that's Ingram, who's been really quiet, Tim. Remember, Ingram started out hot, but foul trouble led her to the bench, and she's done nothing.
But she's been
since
practically
then.
their big scorer, too. I believe that's her 9th or 10th point.
As they push it up the floor.
As the other person up top that's been their big producer today has been Lane.
Jump shot no good. Fight for the rebound. It's in the hands of Pemberton.
So let's also talk about something quick here, Eli, as far as the women's basketball thus far. Obviously, no divisional games have been played yet, but when you're looking early on where they are, they're about mid.
As Caballero scores.
After losing the other day, DeSalle's 2-0, FDU Fordham are 2-1 coming into today. Same thing with Kings PA, and then there sits Manhattanville 4th place, a tie with Misericordia, and Wilkes, who falls to 1-2, Delaware Valley 0-2, and Eastern 0-2. So this is a great basketball team that is a tough division when it comes to DeSalle's and Fordham and FDU Fordham. So I'm excited to see how they play in the conference thus far this year.
That's a steal for Pemberton. And yeah, Tim, just like the men's Manhattanville team looks promising, so do these women's. As the three from Pemberton is good. Oh, they say a long two. Nice jumper there from the freshman.
And I have to say, they came out opening night, November 17th at Gordon College and won 80-45. Looks like they're going to probably surpass that 80-point mark here in the third quarter alone.
As we got a foul on the floor. It's going to go on Jones.
Yeah, it looks like we have a few freshmen enter the game also for the Valiants.
So Spencer Shore, the freshman, and
that
Alexis Tomasi, yeah, will come in.
Oh, Tomasi being a sophomore. Oh, I'm sorry, Tomasi, a freshman. I apologize. Misread there.
The names are bunched up very close together. You got to look very closely there as they work it around the perimeter. Another foul on the floor as Pemberton raises her hand saying, "That one's on me."
Substitution here for the Valiants. Seems to be I believe Pemberton enters, correct? Oh, actually, no, it's not Pemberton.
As it passes out of bounds to the Valiants. No, it is.
It's Jess Nichols Barosa.
It's Catalano.
Oh,
24.
Catalano?
The junior forward, yep. Out of Madison, Connecticut. As
Oh, yeah, I apologize. It's Jess Nichols also on the court as well for the Valiants.
Pemberton again from the other corner. This time it's too strong. 2:30 to go in the third quarter. Manhattanville up big here. Drive. In the corner, they kick it back out. That's a wing three, and that's made. And that's Sellers. So Sellers, just like Ingram, who had a very strong start, has really cooled down, but got back on track right there. They go cross court.
Oh, I'm surprised she didn't pull up the three there.
She hesitated, it seemed like, as the ball will be in the hands of Shore. They work it around. Great ball movement, but it's stripped.
Great block.
It's about time, Tim, that St. Elizabeth had a nice defensive play. They've been getting eaten alive. Drive no good. Rebound to Tomasi. In the hands of Shore. The confident freshman guard out of Florida. Back to Tomasi. Tomasi's thinking about that shot, Tim, but isn't taking it.
You know, I'm very surprised. I mean, I know it's a big blowout, down 40 points.
Pemberton travels.
But it seems like Coach Martette Dickens is just, I mean, I know it's her first season, but for her first season coach, she's very relaxed on the sideline.
Definitely a confidence booster. One of those coaches that really tries to lift the spirits of the players. Looks at the glass half full rather than half empty.
But I mean, as a coach, even in the first year, this makes a bad impression early on. I know they won their first game, but you've got to come out, you've got to at least show some frustration. I mean, look, you're up. The Valiants are up 40, and you're still seeing a lot of energy out of Coach Kavalakis.
So 2 shots here. First one is missed by Jacobs.
See, it's almost like she's almost like content with the score, which I can understand a little bit, but you gotta be at least a little bit mad. Like she's hardly
Tim,
saying anything.
I wouldn't be mad in terms of a score, because if a team's better, but when your team isn't trying, and they're not giving effort, that's when you gotta say something. And like you said, she's very calm, despite, as someone's down on the floor. I think it's Jacobs. It is. She seems to be okay here. She's going to walk it off.
They're going to probably give her a substitution for the moment, though. No, they're not. I have to say, other than her talking out, screaming out plays and adjustments, she's been very relaxed. Even during the timeouts, there was no yelling on the bench, whatever. But it seems like Kavalakis, I mean, even look, right now, she's still yelling. She's very into and on top of her players.
Reminds me a lot of Greg Popovich, meaning the score or how much they're up by doesn't matter. They still coach as if the score is 0-0.
Absolutely. It reminds me a lot of my high school as well. I'm a graduate of Austin High School. Maybe people from around the Westchester area know, but a coach named Dan Rickey, very well known in Section 1, always known for being on top of the players, even when they were up 60. That's a big reason why they go on. They've won 5 consecutive state titles.
This is for women's basketball for your high school, correct?
Yes.
As Shore will put up a shot. It doesn't hit the rim, so they're going to have to hurry. Heave 3.
That
should just be a continuation.
Yeah, I'll give it a travel. Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you, though, I don't blame her for traveling because the ref signaled violation when it hit the rim. But, I mean, considering the score, not much of a rebellion from the Manhattanville side here. Tim, I don't know how Velakis walks in those shoes. Those heels look uncomfortable to me.
And she's out there. Remember, she's been here for 6 years. She knows what she's doing. She's led this team to a lot of winning seasons.
Ball in the hands of Jacobs, who appears to be okay. She gets the screen. She kicks. That's a 3. Wide left. Boarded by Catalano and thrown away. 10 seconds to go here. Drive, a lot of contact. They say an offensive foul. So Sellers tried to make something happen, could not. Good defense there. Manhattanville's going to have it, Tim, with 5 seconds to go.
And I have to say this though also about Coach Bacchus. I've heard from players that she almost treats them like a mother. She's a mother figure to these players. She cares so much about their success and their academic careers.
The deep three by Tomasi is heaved. It's an air ball. That will do the end of the third quarter. Through three, Tim, the Valiants lead big, 71-32 over the Eagles. Stay with us. Go Valiants.tv.
And welcome back here into the fourth quarter as the Valiants lead at 71-32 thus far here into the fourth quarter. So inbounding for the Valiants will be Elting as the fourth quarter is underway. So the Valiants going out with some starters thus far as the Valiants will keep it here on deflection out of bounds. It looks to be Alexis Tomasi. She'll be on the court alongside with Jacayla Elting. Malia Morgan also on the court. Gianna Catalano as well on the court for the Valiants. And lastly,
Jones,
yep. As a put-up is missed.
Tim, it's almost surprising to see a missed interior shot from Manhattanville at this point.
Ingram taking the ball up aggressively here for St. Elizabeth as she gets in the paint. A great move, and she draws the foul. Ingram's been getting limited minutes thus far today, Eli, as she's been in foul trouble almost all day since the first quarter when she got too early. But it looks like they're going to let her fly here in the fourth, as she misses the first one. And to me, when you're down 39, there's no reason to not let her fly here down a lot. As a second attempt from Ingram is off the mark, so that'll be rebounded by Catalano, and the ball will be passed around now and worked around. Catalano gets it inside.
Great pass, Tim.
Over, and I believe, yes, that is Malaya Morgan.
That was a great dump off by Catalano. She sensed the pressure. Nice lob pass.
Great passing thus far, and I've been very impressed by their passing ability. As that ball's going to be rebounded by Catalano. No. They fight for it, but it's going to stay with St. Elizabeth, it seems. So substitutions for the Valiants. Looks like Sam Milazzo will enter the game.
And Tim, looking at stats, 18 assists for Manhattanville, just 7 for St. Elizabeth. So they've been sharing the rock.
Put up, and it's going to be rebounded. Makaya Sellers will also enter the game again for St. Elizabeth as a layup put in.
That was impressive by Jones, Tim. She had to save that from going out of bounds. Nice agility to get it to Morgan for the finish.
And Elting on that lay-in, she continues to put up layups in the paint. As that ball's loose, that's going to be stolen by the Valiants on the ground, and they're going to have to roll it up, but it's going to be given back to St. Elizabeth as a steal for Sellers. Sellers has it up top. She'll kick it over. She works it out in the paint to Ingram, who will pass it back out to Sellers. Sellers puts up a three, and it's off the mark, but it's going to be rebounded in there by Kamani Williams, and it'll be a jump ball that'll stay with St. Elizabeth. So substitution now. Sellers will exit the court, and it'll be Camille Jacobs who will re-enter the game for St. Elizabeth. So here's the inbound. Ingram puts it up, and it's off the mark.
It's so
the first one by Ingram is off the mark. Second attempt is good. So she makes one of two, and it's going to be a timeout by the Valiants. So 7:54 remaining in the fourth quarter. The Valiants lead at 75-33. It's been a blowout for the Valiants thus far, Eli. Who are you most impressed by, though, of this complete offense thus far for the Valiants?
There's so many people that have contributed. I don't know. I really liked the first half play by Spencer Shore, the freshman out of Boca Raton. Really nice composure for a freshman, just like Sean Smith for the men's team. Looked more experienced than a freshman. That's the same thing with Shore. Tremendous job of leading the troops and, knocking down some threes. But in the second half, it's definitely been Catalano for me.
One thing I have to say impressive for St. Elizabeth, despite all the things going wrong for them thus far today, they don't do a lot of fouling. I mean, they only had 5 fouls alone in the first, as that ball's going to be blocked and rebounded by St. Elizabeth, but they don't do a lot of fouling. Yes, one player, Ingram, got into foul trouble early, but they only had 5 fouls alone, or 6 fouls in the first half, and they have none here thus far here in the fourth.
Drives put up, miss.
And that's going to be a foul. That's the third foul coming into this quarter by the Valiants. And Kamani Williams will go to the line for two.
And Tim, I'm looking over this Manhattanville roster. It's very intriguing to see how many recruits are from,
as Williams makes the first,
are from out of the state. I mean, you got people from Florida, New Jersey, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Las Vegas. I mean, they're recruiting all across the country. For the men's team, it seems much more centered around the tri-state area.
As Kamani Williams makes a second, Sellers will re-enter the game for Damaris King. As a great pass there. It was on the mark in a tight condition, as it'll be up top by Kamani Jones. Into the corner now. A drive, but they're going to say she was out of bounds and it's going to go the other way. A good try there by Elting, but she just stepped out there, Eli.
That was a good effort, but just touched the baseline right there.
So St. Elizabeth will have it up top. Ball will be controlled by Nakia Lane. Nakia Lane gets a screen. She looks, she kicks out into the corner. We're going to drive it, and will be kicked out. Nakia Lane with a good shot, but it's off the mark. I have to say Nakia Lane's shot selection has been very impressive. She's taken a lot of good shots today, Eli. Unfortunately, just hasn't been working her way. As a drive into the paint, off the mark, but it's rebounded and put back up by Milazzo. So give 2 points to Milazzo, and the Valiants continue to roll here in the fourth. Lane has it up top now. She'll dump it off to Sellers, who gives in the paint to Ingram. Ingram puts it up, but she'll draw a foul. So she'll go to the line again for two. Milazzo on the foul there. She needs to continue to make her free throws. I know this game is practically out of reach, but as the first one's missed, she can continue to pad her stats. Substitutions coming in for the Valiants as well. Spencer Shore, she'll enter the game. And also looking to get one of her first minutes of the day will be Karina Cruz, another freshman for the Valiants. As that ball is off. And it's going to be back to Lane. So Lane will have it. The ball's going to go out of bounds there. I wasn't quite sure who shot that. Also noticeable, Karina Cruz only getting 2 minutes thus far through 2 games. So a big moment here for the freshman to prove herself and continue to get better. As defense chance continue to happen here.
Up by 42.
Up big, yep. As a 3 ball is airballed by Sellers.
And airball taunts from the crowd.
So the Valiants get it back as their ball handler will be Spencer Shore, who's played impressively thus far today. Shore will have it back up top. She kicks over the corner for 3, but it's off the mark. It's going to be rebounded, though, and put back in by Milazzo.
So the senior Milazzo has seen limited minutes today, but she's been productive in her limited time on the floor.
She's been a good job. One of those 5'10" players that we talked about earlier for the Valiants that outsized this unit. As that's going to be a rebounded by Milazzo. Valiants have it. Take it up over to Elton, and it's going to be a travel. Oh, no, we're going to say it's on the ground. Okay.
As Tim, the crowd is going crazy.
I think they thought she had an and one.
They really want Cruz to get her first basket here of her young career, but it's on the floor.
Well, that was Cruz who had it. I thought it was Elton who had it. I apologize. As Cruz will have it up top. Elton will have it now. She gives it back to Cruz. A dribble and a 3 ball is off. And how's that not a travel? But it's back in.
I think it must have been partially tipped.
Milazzo gets points. I don't think so, Eli. It looks like no one touched that. But the Valiants in a game that's been one-sided thus far, with the exception of the first quarter, continue to roll. And it's another steal. This time, Courtney Alcia, as we have
it's a charge.
down player. Okay, will be a charge. Alcia will get credit with the charge there.
That was a good play, Tim, by Lane to sacrifice her body. Much smaller than Osea, but took one for the team there.
Astia, also a junior that has 2 minutes on the season. Has a ball pass to the corner. It'll be a drive, and they'll just work it around to the other side. It seems like the guard, Deanna Nieves, is just trying to find someone. She does, but the ball's off. And it's going back the Valiant's way here. As a layup, it's going to be missed and almost rebounded, and it will be rebounded by Cruz. So Cruz will control the offense up top now. She passes it over to Elting. Elting looks, she'll kick it back out to Shore. Shore over to Cruz. Cruz looking as a drive, the lay-in, and it rolls in. So the first point for Osea.
Osija,
okay. So Osija will get her first career points here in a Valiant's uniform. Or I should say her first points in the season. And the foul will be on Milazzo. So 2:49 remain. The Valiant's up 83-35 here as they look to continue. As Ingram makes the first one, she's been to the free throw line a lot this quarter, but she looks to continue her impressive performance on the line, and the Valiants continue to increase their deficit.
Oh, look who checked into the game, Tim. Evie Coles.
I'm really interested.
I'm confused. I don't know if they're putting her in because they don't want to play her a lot of minutes with that knee, or if she just lost a spot in the rotation. I don't know. We'll have to see as the season progresses.
Yeah, but look, she's not really running so fast. She's just jogging around. So perhaps giving her a little bit of time out as a rebound for Evie.
Look at that.
And oh, she misses. But a put back up, and oh, it's going to be blocked. And look at that, Evie in there on the play. And here we go, a layup. And it's going to be off, and it's going to be rebounded by Evie Coles. As
yeah,
you hear
she's
the crowd ecstatic. As a shot put up and made. Is that Cruz? Oh, it's Milazzo. Yeah, I can't see from that corner, Eli. So Milazzo in with the shot there. As a drive for St. Elizabeth, kicked out into the corner. And it's airballed. A lot of airballs today from beyond the arc for St. Elizabeth. Substitution now for St. Elizabeth as well. It looks like entering the game is going to be Taylor Vevey. I believe this is her first minutes of the game.
Tim Manhattanville's got 85 points.
Oh, yeah. Oh, look at this, a steal. And oh, it's stuffed, though, by Ingram. What defensive play by Ingram with 1:52 remaining as substitution coming in for St. Elizabeth. Entering the game will be Deanna Nieves. So inbound coming in here for the Valiants. As Cruz at the screen, but it'll be given up to Osea. As a three ball by Evie Coles.
That's my RA last year, Tim. Way to go, Evie.
So 3 points for Evie as she makes her second attempt. And the Valiants are up 50 with 1:30 remaining here in the fourth quarter. As Ingram,
that was a walk.
That was definitely a walk, but they're going to give it to her as the Valiants will have it in trouble, and it's going to stick with the Valiants here as it gets batted out of bounds. So Evie Coles will take it up for the Valiants. 1:15 remains here. Evie will kick it over to Cruz. Cruz gives it in the paint to Milazzo. Who then, oh, we have an injury on the, and it's Evie Coles.
Uh-oh. She re-aggravated the knee. Oh, no.
And you saw the reaction immediately. That's not good to see. She's holding that knee.
She's in a lot of pain.
It looks like that knee gave out, kind of. And you always worry about that because that's always potential LCL or MCL. You just hope everything's going to be okay there. As she's taking a drink, she actually looks okay on the bench as that ball is going to be taken back by the Valiants. And they're just going to look like they're going to work the clock out here. As 39 seconds remain, they'll put up a shot, and it's going to be rebounded. And St. Elizabeth has it. I thought the Valiants had it there. So 25 seconds remain. The Valiants are going to go up to 2-1 unless as a layup is off the mark, and it's going to be rebounded by St. Elizabeth here with 14 seconds remaining. So unless the Valiants can somehow lose a miracle here, they're going to go 2-1 as a lay-in is going to be good right before the buzzer for Ingram. And that's the ball game, ladies and gentlemen. So the Valiants win it 87-39 as an impressive home opener against St. Elizabeth. Who's your MVP today, Eli?
It was just a great team effort by everyone on the Manhattanville squad, but I'm going to give it to McGuire, the junior. She was tremendous from the start. I mean, she didn't get to see much minutes given the lead, but how about 17 points in 21 minutes, 6 rebounds, a steal, and a block. So McGuire showing the upperclassman leadership.
Oh, absolutely, Eli. And she's showing why also she was one of the team's MVPs last year. I have to agree with you here. McGuire, no doubt, my MVP for the day as she led her squad. And remember, this is a very young unit, and her being a junior and having some experience, and the senior is also doing a great job today leading the unit as well. But she went on to lead this team into a big victory. 48 points is a big deficit, Eli, I'll tell you that. But we'll see you next time on Sunday night for or I should say Sunday afternoon for a doubleheader as the Valiants will take on the college. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, oh, okay, my apologies. So the college, or Manhattanville College will take on Ramapo Sunday at 1 p.m. alongside with men's basketball action at 3 p.m. I've been Tim Moore alongside my partner Eli Zaretsky. Thank you for watching here on GoValiants.tv. We'll see you Sunday.